Hey, yo, we're back. It's Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's the Mike and Mish show. What up, Mike?
Hey, what's going on there, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome, Kyle. Welcome, me.
So I left work early today because Nolan was sick a
Pooped
couple
your
days
pants.
ago. No, I did not put my
Oh,
pants.
damn.
But I did get whatever bug my son has right now, so I am sick. I am Jordan Game 5, 1997 finals against the Utah Jazz right now. I'm just going to push through. I'm going to fucking perform, and we're going to do this thing. We got 3 great guests tonight. We got Jay Action Jackson coming on. He's fighting Idrees Wasi. We got Erick Lozano, who's going to be taking on the Marine, Mike Richman. And then we're going to talk to Jessica Borga, who is going to be fighting our guest from last evening, Katharina Lehner. So, big show tonight, Mike. What do you think about that?
I love it, to be honest. I really do love it. We've known Jay since BKFC 17, right?
It's crazy, right?
It is crazy. You know, we spoke to Lozano not too long ago before his last fight, and he's coming on again because, like you said, he's fighting the Marine. The Marine's making a comeback. That's fantastic. And then Jessica Borga, which we don't really have gotten to talk to her too much. We talked to her, but not too much.
Briefly, yeah. We just briefly down in Orlando. Was it Orlando?
It was Orlando.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and shout out our sponsors and get this show on the road. First up, dude, we got Bucked Up Supplements, Bucked Up Energy. Go to buckedup.com. Buy some of the best supplements you're ever going to take. If you're a gym rat, you're going to love their supplements. The pre-workouts are fantastic. The Swole Whip protein is my favorite right now. It's fucking delicious. Do 2 scoops in that. Yeah, do 2 scoops in there with some almond milk first thing in the morning. Throw it on the NutriBullet. Drink that. You got 50 grams of protein right off the rip to start your day. You feel great. Go to buckedup.com. Use the promo code Mike and Mish and just peruse their catalog of awesomeness because they have great products. Peruse. Yep. So Bucked Up. Thank you very much.
Peruse. Dynamic life, sexual health, weight loss, and anti-aging. Retake control of your life by reaching optimal health. Visit www.livedynamic.com. It's the only online platform where you can become a patient in under 20 seconds. Also, check out their Instagram page at Live Dynamic. That's LIV Dynamic on Instagram. How about what?
Dude,
was that good? Was that a good one? Did I sound like the guy from I'm trying to get a job on Price is Right, and I just want to quit everything. I just want to
feel like you smashed it, dude. You
Kyle
fucking
Mish, come on down. That's what I want to do. I want to hit the button too.
That's a yuck it up voice, right? Is that the yuck it up?
Yuck it up. Yeah, it's like that radio yuck it up voice.
Yuck it up voice.
Yuck it
awesome, up. Man. Well, hey, we got a lot of things to talk about. We got 3 guests to talk to, so why don't we go ahead and bring our first one in? What do you say?
Oh, what do you say? What do you know? What do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, in just about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, we're going to be joined by the man himself, Jay Action Jackson. But before that, let's take a trip down memory lane to the first time we ran into this beautiful creature down in Birmingham, Alabama. Let's do it.
All right, we are here at BKFC 17. They're breaking down everything. The event's over. It was amazing, but we need to catch up with Smith Brothers Combat Management's newest fighter, Jay Jackson. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you, man?
Very good. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your background, and what got you to the BKFC?
I'm just a mixed martial arts vet. Traveled around the world. I just like to travel and train. I did a Phuket top team probably like 2 years ago, and I got to train with some cool bare knuckle fighters and things like that. Then February they had the Tampa tryouts. Got me a tryout. I almost got close to getting a fight. Now I'm just kind of doing the waiting game and just hoping to get in there soon and take some bare knuckle fighting.
It's funny you say Phuket top team because I interviewed Panda Banks today.
Yo, really? Yeah. Dude, I love Panda. That's my homie. Tell him you know me.
I did, dude. I did an hour with Panda this morning. That guy might be the most interesting person I've ever met in my entire life. But we're not talking about Panda right now. We can do that for an hour. We're talking about you. All right. So you are training with Lorenzo Hunt, or was that just a one-time thing?
No. We train every weekend. I decided that if I'm going to taste this new sport of bare knuckle fighting, I should be around other bare knuckle fighters. Lorenzo's down in Jacksonville, and he comes down to Tampa, and then I get to train with Lorenzo Hunt about every weekend.
And he just happens to be like the top of the heap in the BKFC right now. Exactly. I think he moved to 6-1 tonight, and he puts on
such a beautiful fight. He's a wizard. So I'm happy that I have Lorenzo Hunt in my corner.
All right. So how soon can we see you in Squared Circle?
I mean, I'm hoping. Hey, man, let's try to get me in there in June. That's what I'm praying for. So just right now, I'm just playing the waiting game, but I'm always staying ready.
Weight class?
About 185 and 175 in between. You know what I mean? Just whatever, whatever's available.
You might end up fighting your teammate at some point.
Maybe.
All right, well, nice to meet you, Jay Jackson.
All right, man.
All right, we'll see you around, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hey.
Would you look at that? Would you look at that?
No, dog, let me tell you something. I was so fat.
That's what you get out of that?
I was like, damn, I was fat. Like, that boy was thick.
Beefy. You beefy.
I was thick, nigga. Like, what? Anyway. Nah, man, look at that. Look at that, man. Like, oh, my God. Like, see how shit's turned around like that, man? Fucking BKFC. Man, that was a minute ago.
That was. It was. That was. When was Birmingham? Was that like April 2021?
It had to been like April or something.
Yeah, I think it was like April 20.
Because you said let's get in there in June, but you ended up fighting July that year against Damon Bell, right? Getting the fucking knockout.
Love that Damon Bell fight.
Yeah, that was Damon Bell. Yeah, we had that. Oh yeah, I love that fight. Really
you've been active. You haven't fought since last April, but last time we saw you, you were coming off like back-to-back fights. You fought in March and April last year.
Yeah, last year
been a minute.
Yeah, that was nuts. I fought in the first card in Virginia. That was cool. And then I ended up taking that fight in Denver. On that pay-per-view card.
Yep.
So
you had to lose the weight quick.
Yeah, it sucked. That was I hated that. There was a lot of things I hated about that fucking fight. But oh well, it is what it is. I've moved on. And I'm
I was gonna say
anything more about it. But I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just playing. But it was, it was an opportunity. I took it, and I think it was still hell of a banger for the first whatever minute we fought. We were hitting. But a lot of things I can say about it, a lot of things I'm going to let go about it. But yeah, it was that was really cool, and I'm happy. I'm happy to be back finally, though. So let's go.
One thing you did there that most people don't do, when you see a fighter take a fight, win a fight, and then do a quick turnaround, they don't usually go down in weight. They usually go, up a weight class or stay put. You fought David Simpson at 185, and then all of a sudden they announced your fight in Marcus Edwards at 175 pounds. Not 4 weeks later, we were like, "What the fuck?"
Testing my balls, man. Testing my balls. Like testing my balls. I swear to God, because I don't give a fuck. But it is what it is. I mean, I swear there's like so much shit. But I mean, I had to do it. It was Denver, and I like taking opportunities.
Right.
So, testing my balls. But I swear I will do it. Yeah, man. And I mean, they mentioned that in an interview or something like that a few weeks ago. And I was like, man, I know Knucklemania is a couple weeks away, but, I've done it before. But, one step at a time, and I'm not overlooking nobody. I'm training my ass off. Balls are wet right now. Just getting out of hot yoga. So I'm just ready to scrap. Yeah, man. And, I've been excited the whole year. And I've been active the whole year, so I'm ready to go.
We just watched that video. It was April 2021, and now we're April 2024. you will be stepping in there for the 7th time since we talked that first time. Isn't that crazy? Like, I mean, I don't know what goes on through your fighters' minds, but did you expect to have 7 fights under your belt by 3 years later with the BKFC?
Fuck no, but it worked out. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what happens. Fuck no, bro. But you work hard. I feel like you work your ass off, and when you do that, good things happen. You know what I mean? And yeah, I have had some ups and downs in the career thing, but I think my fights are bangers, and I'm going to continue to make sure that is the number 1 priority. Bangalicious, but I'm fucking, like I said, I'm ready for a banger. I think it's gonna be wild. But I'm so happy. I'm ready to have a good time. The weight cut's gonna be nice, and I'm just ready to do it. It's number 7, yeah. But it's been a hell of a journey, and I loved it. I loved every single moment of my journey, even the ups and downs and shit. Yeah, I mean, it just comes with it. But 7 fights, man. Shoot, let's go one more time.
Mike, you good?
Sorry, I'm sharing stuff, doing stuff.
Oh, I thought you were leaning towards the mic. Okay, so hey, so
my bad, guys.
No, Mike leaned towards the mic.
Yeah, my bad, dude. So hey, why Idrees Wasi? What's going on with this? I just brought this up the other day. We were talking to Idrees, and it's too bad because he had bad service last night, right? And he kept like falling off and freezing, and we kept bringing him back on. We wanted to chat with him. We didn't really get a good chat. But the funny thing is that you guys were fighting on the damn same card back in shit. Let's see. I'll bring it up. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. See, look.
I think it's Orlando.
It was Orlando, the Caribe Royale. It was the Arnold Adams.
I had it up there yesterday, but
Arnold Adams versus
That's why I fought Terry.
Yeah, the beard guy.
I fought Terry.
May 2021. May 2021. BKFC 25.
Yeah, that was Terry, man. Yeah, and like I said, I think he called me out like a year ago, and I'm happy that someone's getting what they want. And he called me out, and this was like 2 years ago or something, and that thing was just Facebook, and it wasn't like a call out. It wasn't a cool one. I think he was just like. I think I was just part of a list. Yeah, I mean, like, it wasn't like bitch ass Jay Jackson, bitch ass nigga. It was more like, hey, I want to fight these guys. And I was on the list, and I thought it was cute. I'm like, I'm cool with that. And I think we might have, like fighters, we chat in the back all the time. We do that. And, I think, I think I had a small interaction with him, and I think he's straight. And, let's do what we got to do.
He actually spoke about that, Jay. The brief few minutes that we did have Idrees on last night, his service was terrible, so he kept falling off and freezing up. We had to cut the interview short, but he did say he met you. He said you were a nice guy. You were, friendly, but he noticed how hard your hands were. He said, I shook his hand and I noticed, goddamn, you got a hard fucking hand on you. Do you remember him saying that? He said he told you, man, you got a hard hand.
You know what? Probably. You know what I mean? But
did it take you?
But that I'm a fighter, so I get hit all the time. So when there's just little moments that fell out of my brain. But no, I think I'm just kidding. I think I probably remember that. And I mean he was cool, and I think we can stay cool. I just want to scrap.
So, love that.
I'm just trying to have a good fight, and I think we got to bang it out.
So you said the weight cut's not going to be a problem. It is at 185. How's training camp going, and what are you doing? Anything different this time in preparation, or you just ready to go?
Training wise, I got a really fun team that comes in Hudson at Jackson Wink. My niggas. Ooh, I keep throwing that N-word, and I forget that we're in a different era. But those are my brothers. Those are my brothers.
It's quite all right.
I love them.
Jay.
Okay, so I can call them my niggas. I love my niggas, and they come out and every weekend. I run boxing every weekend. Like Real Talk in Hudson, Jackson Wink, check it out, whatever. But every Saturday and Sunday, I get a good amount of guys, and we train all week, and then And then I also got I'm working with a Muay Thai guy, KO. I think it's like KO Muay Thai in Newport Richie. So so we're working that stuff, and I'm just just been doing my conditioning, doing all the same stuff. I still had Gideon's boxing for the first half of the year in Saginaw. I love them. Saginaw got fight. I missed them so much. But I just came down to Florida just so I can get my mind right, get back to the people, and keep continue to promote my stuff. I got to keep moving around. So, we was like, hey, come down to Florida and we'll do it. I've already had 3 fights down here. So make it down here. And the training camp's been stellar though, no complaints, and I'm just ready to go.
You mentioned Saginaw. Remember Jay Fish? Have you talked to Jay Fish I haven't seen that guy or heard from him for so long. Man, he was around like when we first met you. Jay Fish was in the scene,
Fish is my brother, okay, and that's my homie, and I only wish him the best. I kind of run into him from time to time. That's it, but I did try to help him a little bit for his last fight, and and I only wish for the best. If I run into him, but I got his back if we need it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been my relationship with Jay Fish, and I've known Fish for a long time, So I call him Uncle Fish, because he's kind of a vet. So.
Yeah, he was always at the events and around. So like I kind of like when we talked to you and some of the other people from back in BKFC 17, 18, 19, 20, like all that whole area, all you guys, like we met together and we kind of started at that time. So like we started, as you can see from that interview, you remember the interview, but for people watching, when we started, the first live event we covered was Knucklemania. So that was only a couple months later, that interview. That was super early. So you're like one of the very first people we actually met and got to know, And Jay Fish was another one of those people. So Saginaw, anytime I hear Saginaw, he's the first name that comes to my head. Another thing, go ahead.
Vet. No, because he's a vet. Yeah, I mean, so, like I said, he's a vet. So, yeah, I mean, that's just the truth.
So another thing that I wanted to bring up was the fact that, you used to live in Thailand, used to train in Thailand, and you mentioned that Panda Bay. We had talked to him the morning of that interview that Kyle did with you. You wanted to get over there. We've got BKFC Thailands. We've had, 5 of them happen now at this point? When are you going to get over there?
I'm trying to. You talk to them motherfuckers.
Okay, I'm going to put you. I'm going to do
Excuse
it.
Me.
I'm going to write.
You don't have to get me in trouble. I ain't talking about those motherfuckers. I'm just talking about those motherfuckers. I'm just kidding. I will. No, not those motherfuckers. No, I would love to, man. Like it's just in time. You know what I mean? And I'll make it over to Thailand one day. Even if I have to make it over there myself, bro. I'm crazy. I'll fly myself over there. Just because I'm African American and I do what I do. So, so if I need to go to Thailand, I'll make it to Thailand and chill out. Because, I do love me some Thailand. And, I've been there twice. And
I want to go there so bad.
Dude, it's dope. I'm not going to lie. It's fighters, Chuck E. Cheese's. I don't give a damn what anyone says. It's awesome. Nice. But, and I got reunions and shit like that I need to do. I got to get my Phuket brothers back together and hang out and do some training and shit like that. Because that's what happens. You get fighter clicks, and then like before you know it, you just get into like a scramble of sparring, and then you just be like in the ring with like 80 fucking Billy badasses from like 8 different countries. It's the fucking coolest shit. Anyway, I'm not gonna go in that event. But yeah, like one day, man, we'll see. Things are opening up all over all over the world for BKFC. Yeah. Like it doesn't even just have to be Thailand. It can be UK. It can be Saudi Arabia. It can be anybody. You
got Elvin Brito in the comments. It could be Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, baby. Like Jungle Camp. But like Jungle Camp, bet. I love Jungle Camp. But yeah, like Puerto Rico, yeah, fucking let's go. Like there's people that want to see us fight in Puerto Rico for real. You know what I mean? I miss fucking.
It's been a long time coming. That's the thing. And look, Elvin Brito's fighting on the card too, which is awesome. He hasn't fought for a while either.
I know. It's gonna be like a cute little reunion.
Yeah, it is.
I can't wait. Cute. I can't wait, man.
I think the last time we were all together, us two, you, Lorenzo, Elvin, we were all in the lobby. We were all in the lobby debating the outcome of the Palomino burrito fight.
Right. Late
Yeah,
night.
dude, that
That
was
was like
late.
3 a.m.
That was
You know,
like
I
3, 4 o'clock in the morning. That shit was
Dude,
crazy.
I passed out bad too. You're gonna make
Yeah, I
fun of
have
me
it
for
on
that?
camera, but I've never shared it.
I was so out,
That's
bro.
right. You fell asleep
I'm
sitting up.
I'm a baby. So like, after 9:30, I'm like, nigga need a nap. And it was like after the fights and everything. So it was like fucking midnight, like 1 o'clock. And then I knew it was like 1:30 because I was dead. But yeah, dude, I tell you this though, that interview was so intense, by the way. Yeah, I mean, for what I remember.
It was good.
It was so intense.
There was a lot going on.
Yeah, there was a lot
we had
going on.
so much going on.
There was a lot of people in that lobby, and there was some like there was
homie was like, let me pull out the camera and record this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
I was like,
everybody was sitting there. Everybody was just giving their 2 cents. Lorenzo was going off. Burrito was going off. You were over there.
Lorenzo dropped the umpty thousand line. That was funny as hell.
Yeah,
that was classic.
Like he always drops the mic, bro.
Have you gotten any training in with him recently?
Not recently, honestly.
No,
I mean, like,
he's a busy guy.
Well, he's a busy guy. He's double champ, and we're individuals. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so he's got to do double champ shit. I got to do BKFC Jay Jackson shit. So, I got the host tryouts, and that was cool. And I went to the Orlando show, and I've done a few seminars, and I just teach every weekend. And I got my other gigs on the side, but we, like I said, I kept it high, and I'm pretty ready to fight this weekend or next weekend.
Next weekend. Before we wrap up, I want to ask you, like, you were out from April last year to April this year, so you had a whole year off from actually fighting. You've obviously just said you've been teaching and training and everything, but what is the plan for you? For 2024, you're getting your first fight of the year in now in April. Are you trying to stay active this year? Are you trying to get a few in, 3-4 fights in if possible?
Oh man, I'm just focused, bro. Yeah, man. I'm not gonna throw anything out in the universe. What I'm gonna say is that I'm gonna train my ass off. I'm always gonna be ready. I'm always ready to fight these people, and it's all focused. It's all about getting on a win streak and getting back on the top of things. You know what I mean? So, we're on title hunting and all that good stuff, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with saying that because I'm determined to be, a good fighter, and not only am I about putting on good shows, I want to make these W's and one day become a champion. So, I'm gonna do my best and just kind of roll with it.
I love that. And like we said recently on the show, we've said it to a few different 185-pound fighters. Now that Lorenzo is vacating the 185, it adds a new life to the division. You got Jomi and Jared fighting for the vacant title, but everybody else is right in the mix there. You know what I mean? The only guys you've lost to are the fucking toughest of the tough. Isaac Doolittle and Jared Warren himself. And then you took that Marcus Edwards fight on a few weeks' notice and dropped a weight class. You know what I mean? Like, you're one of the toughest guys out there in that division. And, we've been saying it all along. All it takes is, 2-3 wins and you're right in the title picture in any division in the BKFC. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I respect it and all that good stuff, but you got to take it a fight at a time, and I gotta develop some. I gotta continue to develop Bangalicious. Yeah, man, and that's why I've been able to do what I've been doing. That's why I've got a lot of fights, because I bang. So I'm gonna fight people, and I'm gonna continue to put on great shows, and if it turns into a title shot or 185, 175, whatever one of them belts open up to. We're gonna take, King of Violence belt. That's a belt. I am interested in that belt too. That's cute and shiny. It's got the crown in the middle and shit like that. And Mike Perry holds it and he holds a lot of money. So, I mean, yeah, I will love that fight too. Yeah, I mean, politely and humbly. You know what I mean? But at the same time, no, this is a business and you have to do certain shit to get over and shit like that. And, King of Avon's belt is still there. I like that belt. But then there's also, the 185 and the 175 belts. Those are cool belts. I would like to have those in the future. But, we're going to take them a fight at a time, and we're going to continue to develop Bangalicious, okay? Because
are you no longer Action Jackson? Are you Jay Bangalicious Jackson? Is this a new thing?
But you know what? I am Jay Jackson, bro. That's like I am kind of almost like reintroducing myself in this next fight. I'm just Jay Jackson, and I love it. But Jay Action Jackson's still dope. So, we just gonna run with it because it's easier. I don't feel like changing shit. I don't feel like dealing with that shit. But I definitely want to put on good shows. I mean, I want badass fights, and I like the fact that this one might turn into one of those bangers. So I
love it, man.
Let's bang.
I love it. Hey,
you know what I mean? Let's fight.
Listen,
you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Jay, you got a 185-pound fight at the top of the card that you're going to be fighting on. Mike Marine Richman is going to be fighting our next guest, Erick Lozano. Maybe one of those two guys could be one of your next opponents. Who knows? Who knows what 2024 brings?
Know.
But you never know.
You never know. You never know.
You never know.
Any final words? Any final words to anybody that's going to be watching down in Clearwater before we let you go?
Just watch my fights, have a good time, and let's go LFG.
It's great talking to you, Jay, as always.
Hey man, it's great seeing you guys, man.
Mike, what do you got for Jay before we let him go?
Jay, you're the best, man. Love talking to you. Wish we could get down to Clearwater, but we will see you again very soon, and we'll have you back on the show also. So, hey,
we'll see you
good luck in your fight. We'll see you soon. And then everybody, you're welcome. And everybody that's watching, when we come back, we will be joined by Erick Lozano. Later.
What is going on? Erick Lozano is here, one half of the main event in Clearwater. What's up?
How's it going, guys? Just got out of the gym, so I'm in the ride right now. So just giving you a heads up with that.
That's fine. As long as you have a good service, we're good in the car. You know what I mean? We do
you guys
car
can hear me
interviews
well and everything. We're good.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep. I hear you loud and clear.
Erick, man, we just got done talking to a 185er in the BKFC, but you are fighting one of the biggest opportunities that you've had so far in the BKFC, the return of Mike the Marine Richman. He's a fan favorite and everybody loves him, but you have the opportunity to play spoiler once again. Tell us about when you got that phone call, when you found out you're getting that Mike Richman shot.
I was actually in bed, and my manager Carlos calls me. He's like, they just offered Mike Richman. I'm like, all right, we'll run it. He's like, you know who that is? I'm like, yeah, it's the Marine, bro. He's like, yep, you're right. So yeah, I said, run it, let's get it. He called and said we'd be ready to go. So, and it was early enough for me to get a good camp going, and I'm out here in Texas right now, working with the crew where I'm originally from. So, and that's pretty fun.
So you're originally from Texas?
Yes, sir.
You were born in Texas? Whereabouts?
Born and raised down by the border, and I was born in Edinburgh, so I want to say about 20 minutes from the border.
Okay. Is that like closer to Laredo or Brownsville? Like,
it's closer to Brownsville.
Brownsville, yeah. I've been to Brownsville before because we did some missions there. We're both in the military, so I've had to go down there a few times and work on aircraft and stuff. But yeah, I didn't know that you were from. Where do you currently live though? You live
I live in Michigan right now.
Michigan, okay. For some reason I thought you lived more west, but maybe because we were in Salt Lake City the last time we saw you.
Yeah.
So I'm associating you with Salt Lake.
Oh yeah, no. I live in Michigan. I've actually fought Jay Jackson in MMA, and we're good friends. I actually hit him up to see if he was out in Michigan when I found out he was on the card, so we could get some work together. But he said he's down in Florida, and looks like he's been having a good camp himself.
Yeah, he said he just let us know that he did the first part of his camp at Saginaw,
Okay.
and then he moved the camp back down to Florida, get himself right is what he said. I don't know what that means, Eric, but he said he's going to get himself right down in Florida.
Mentally, I guess, because he's always looked good physically. So I want to say mentally is what I'm going to assume. And he always brings the heat in every fight as well. And
it's crazy. Like, you two are very similar when it comes to your bare knuckle run, because you guys, you win one and then you lose one, then you win one, but you're reversed. You lost to Lorenzo, but then you won, and then you lost, and then you won. Jay's the same way. Win one, lose one, win one, lose one, but you're in tough fights every time, and you guys do not fight bums. That's the difference. Like, you're taking some L's here and there, but they're against the toughest of the fucking tough. You know what I mean? Jake Boswick's a beast.
For sure.
And Lorenzo's a beast. And Jay's doing the same thing. His losses are to like Isaac Doolittle and Jared Warren and Marcus Edwards. None of those guys are no bums. You know what I mean? It's
they're all top opponents. Those are guys I live to fight for. So, and saying that, after my last win, I asked for another top 5 opponent. It's my last. I wanna say it's my last run, but I'm taking it more serious now. You guys will all see the difference. I've been busting my ass. My camp has been between Michigan and Texas, and down in my hometown and out there in Michigan, where I'm from, in Holland, Michigan. Been working a lot with Jamal Hill as he's getting ready for UFC 300 the same weekend. So yeah, I've had a great camp, one of my best camps to date. Definitely the best one for BKFC, and I'm excited. I'm fight ready, and I I'm gonna welcome the Marine with open arms back into the BKFC. Let's get it, boy.
Oh, he's going to bring it, because he's in exciting fights. You're in exciting fights. What I was going to ask you, you just said something like this is your last run. Are you saying that 2024 you're trying to give it one last run for a title, and then and maybe wrap it up? Is that what you're thinking?
Unless it's hard for me to say it's my last run. I'm just getting older. It's always hard for a fighter to say it's my last run, but for me, I've been training my ass off. I'm taking this fight more serious. Like I said, you guys will see the difference. I've gone in there, not to my full potential, and there's gonna be a big difference when you come see me next, or when next weekend rolls around. This is the best preparation I've had for a BKFC fight. I've taken other fights on short notice. I was training really good for Jake Boswick. I just had some adversity pop off, maybe 10 days right before the fight, where I was in a situation where I had my hand, I was tied up, and it just messed up my whole camp. And I was still showed up, and I believe we got fight of the night, and we went all 5 rounds. He won a decision, but we still banged, and I don't think the fight was boring. I think it was one of the better fights of that card. So, but stuff happens like that. I'm used to fighting in adversity, and I wasn't able to overcome that fight. But like I said, this is my best camp. I'm excited, and
And
I can't wait.
you've got to bounce back since then. You ran through the adversity and you went to war with Boswick, but then you did pick up a fight out in Salt Lake City and played spoiler for
Mike
a
Jones,
big time fan favorite out there, man. Like
For sure.
that crowd was going nuts for your opponent that night, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. In my corner was even like, bro, hey, we're in hostile territory. I'm like, yeah, I love this shit. Let's get it, boy.
Yeah. Like,
That
who
shit,
is
that
this
shit gets
guy?
me going. Sometimes I gotta get hit to wake up and be in the fight. It's like, oh, all right, let's go. And I think he hit me with a nice jab that caught me right on the button. I'm like, all right, I'm ready. And then I had to close the gap with him and in clinch, and I hadn't done clinch work before, where we do that dirty boxing, and I was able to work that a little bit. But we worked that in camp, and it paid off for me in that fight.
Are you training a lot differently than you did for your first fight coming into bare knuckle? Have you learned a bunch of things that you like say, you know what, I don't want to do that anymore for training for bare knuckle? It just doesn't make sense.
For sure. My first fight against Lorenzo Hunt was on, I believe, 2 weeks' notice at a heavier weight class, and I went and banged with Lorenzo. I mean, for me, a fight's a fight, and I fought anywhere from welterweight, 170, all the way to heavyweight. So I I never hardly ever turned down a fight, and I live for this shit, especially fighting big names like Lorenzo Hunt, Jake Boswick, Francisco Ricky, Mike the Marine. So I'm excited about this. Like I said, this is one of my better camps, and I can't wait to get in there. I'm fight ready now.
So are you a big film watcher when you're prepping for an opponent? Do you watch their fights back over and over, or not so much?
And that's a huge negative for me.
Big negative, huh?
A huge negative for me. I don't go and watch what he's gonna do. I let my coaches dictate that. Let me know I know. He's a southpaw, so I've been training for a southpaw, but things change. I'm used to training with orthodox guys. Like I said, I've been training with Jamal Hill. He's a southpaw, which has helped me in case Mike comes out as a southpaw. Either way, I'm gonna be ready for either orthodox or southpaw, and I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, it's been one of my better camps, and I can't wait to bang next week.
So you and him both fought Lorenzo. You fought Lorenzo at the very beginning of his BKFC run. He fought him last year. You watched that fight. I know you did. I don't know. You might not have watched it over again because you're not watching film. But what did you think about Mike's run against Lorenzo for 1 minute and 49 seconds of a 2-minute fight there?
I think Mike did very well against Lorenzo. He was the aggressor coming in, and Lorenzo move back. He comes straight forward, and he wasn't being a counter puncher in that one. And bare knuckles, I've had to change my attack. I'm more of a counter puncher in MMA, to where I'm trying to switch over to being the aggressor and initiating the force. It's a little different because I have so many fights under my belt, and it's been a process of changing that, but I'm getting used to trying to be the aggressor, and bare knuckles, all it takes is one punch, and I don't want to be at the bad end of that.
What is Jamal Hill and those, like, the guys that you're training with? What do they think about the sport of bare knuckle? Are they interested and they think it's badass, or something that they're not really interested in?
Yeah, I think from what I understand, they like it. They like watching it. Jamal's in the top of the crop in MMA. There's no reason for him to go to bare knuckles at the moment, but I think Jamal would be a killer, and his hands are fast. He's long. He'd be a killer in bare knuckles, or any combat sport for that matter.
Yeah. And I just asked this question to Jay. 2024, this is your first fight of the year here. by the end of 2024, what would you like to have seen yourself accomplish this year for 2024 BKFC?
This year with me beating Mike, if I beat Mike, or my plan is to beat Mike and make my title run. Hopefully this fight with Mike, if I beat him, break the top 5, put me in title contention, give me another fight. I don't care who it is, as long as I'm training. To me, it doesn't matter who it is. It's going to be a difficult fight for you if I'm training the way I am right now, and I'm looking to either fight at the end of the year for a title, whether it's going to be against Joe Warren or Jomi. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I've already fought the best, and I fought the #1 pound for pound on 2 weeks' notice. None of the guys in bare knuckle scare me. Doesn't mean I'm going to do something stupid and go fight heavyweight, but
I love it, man.
I do too. And you've arguably fought the best BKFC fighter or bare knuckle fighter in the world already. So, I mean, listen, I think you got what it takes, man. That last fight, I told a buddy of mine, he was like, "Oh, I don't watch the fights. What underdogs you think are gonna win in this match?" And I was like, "Hey, you better watch Erick Lozano because I think they're sleeping on him. I think you were like a negative 350, or I mean a plus 350." I was like, "That's insane." And guess what? We know what happened there. No fault to Mike Jones, but like that is crazy that the odds makers had it that bad. As you being the underdog by that far, because apparently they weren't paying attention to the sport.
Yeah, do you
said
pay
before,
attention?
I don't mind being that. I don't mind being the villain. I don't mind being the underdog. I usually come in as the underdog, and I got a lot more to gain from going and being the underdog. So I can continue to be the underdog, and I'm gonna go in there and bang. And I have knockout power with both hands, and once I catch my opponent, they're either gonna fold or they're gonna come attack more, and then that makes me get more excited and makes the fight more exciting.
Now, last one from me here. Mike Richman, I think he's only gone 2 rounds a couple times. Every one of it, like he's I don't think he's gone past 2 rounds in the BKFC at all in his run, right? Did he go to the third round? Doolittle, they went to the third. Okay, so Doolittle, they went to the third, and he almost got finished in the second. How do you see this fight? Do you see this one being a short one with you and Mike, ending one way or another, or do you plan on trying to drag him into the later rounds and see if he can?
No, like I said, I'm in the best shape for a BKFC fight for this one. If it goes to the later rounds, it's going to be more issues for him. I don't see it going to the later rounds. I think we both have power. I think we both going to exchange in the pocket, and one of us is going to get caught. And I've been preparing for and I've been going with some of the best in the world. I've been training with Jamal Hill. I've been training with really good boxers. So Mike's not scaring me at all. I mean, I'm going to initiate the dirty boxing. I'm ready for whatever is going to be thrown at me. So, but you never know in the sport. One punch can end it, and that's part of the game.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm excited for. I'm hoping I'm on the right side of that.
Yeah, one punch can end it is perfectly defined in Mike's last fight. You know what I mean? Like Mike was winning the whole first round, and then one punch ended the whole thing. So you're right on the money there. Before we let you go, is there anything you want to shout out to anybody, or anything you want to say to anyone that's going to be paying attention down in Clearwater before you get out of here?
Just shout out to my my manager, CNC Management. All my sponsors. I'm gonna put you all on my banner. I'll have you and just look forward to seeing you out there, Mike. Not sure if you're watching or whatever, but I'm looking forward to a badass fight. I have much respect for you, and just get out there and have a good time. Put on a show.
Fuck yeah. Mike, you got anything else for him?
Hey, thanks a lot for coming on. cannot wait for this fight. This is a sleeper right here. I say it's a sleeper, even though it's a main event, because I just said, I do feel like people sleep on you. I don't know why, because you prove people wrong time and time again, man. And this fight, Mike's coming back. He wants to give it another run. Obviously, he's coming back, so he's looking to get that title, and he's got to get through you to do it. So they're giving you to him first. Like, hey, here's the beginning of your new title run, and you're going to answer the call. And I think it's going to be a great fight. Sure. I wish we could be there to see it. Everybody else, make sure you're tuned in April 12th when Mike the Marine Richman makes his return and possible last run against Erick Lozano, who has knocked a few people out pretty good. So, man, I cannot wait. And it's going to be awesome. Do not blink watching this matchup. Erick, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Everybody else, when we come back, we will be joined by the Black Widow, Jessica Borga. Take it easy, Erick.
Later, Erick.
Have a good night.
Oh, you guys are real late. Whoa. Let me see those lights. Up there? How about there? That's right. Should I shoot the cameraman? Here we go!
Hey.
Hey, hello. Jessica Borga, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me.
That last footage there was in Albuquerque from a week ago, and that was Brian Sosha failing to fire bazooka cannons off because the fucking gun was malfunctioning all goddamn night.
And then he threw it on the ground. Everybody, so I kind of cut it off there because you can't see him throw it on the ground, so I just cut it off. But he gets mad, and then he goes, he throws it on the ground, and he starts beating it up, and everybody's booing him.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but you can't see him do it. Yeah, the damn thing didn't fire.
Hey, sometimes it doesn't.
Nope.
You know what? The crowd was
shooting blanks that night.
Yeah, shooting blanks. Yeah. Fucking loser.
I love it.
Well, hey, Jessica, we briefly spoke to you in Orlando last year when you fought Sarah Click. Was that last year? That was last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It feels like a long time ago.
The year before, I think, technically, because it's the beginning of the year. So yeah, it was like towards the end of the year before. I know. I was ready to go right after. I'm just glad to be fighting. I'm just glad to be back.
Yeah, it was 2022. It was November 5th, 2022. It seems like it was last year, but
wow, that was the same card that Shady Grady and Ryan Reber, that incident happened, and then David Diaz and
David,
and that was a great night. That was a good night. And I'm you know what it is? It's so hard to find females that want to get into the bare knuckle ring, and especially
their looks.
Right, and you're a bigger girl, right? You fight 145, so
yeah, and I walk around 155 to 165 usually. So and I'm 5'7", almost 5'8".
Yeah, so it's hard to match.
Even harder to find.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The bigger it just seems like there's not as many in the weight class up there, in all of it, even MMA.
We actually talked about it last night. We actually talked about it with your opponent, Katharina. We went to one of the last tryouts, and I don't know what the stats are, but like I said last night, I believe it's like one female for every 25 guys that are trying out. So unfortunately, we need to like break that freaking cycle.
I know it's not a stigma. It's
a lot of them care about like their face ain't gonna heal. Like it heals.
It does heal.
It does
fast, actually, which is kind of
it really does.
Right. You know what? Your face heals faster from stitches than like giant hematomas, like fucking like you remember the Joanna Jacek?
Yes.
Her whole face looked like a Batman mask for like a fucking month.
And that takes forever, man. Like it's all go down, the swelling, the blood, everything to disperse.
Her face was like purple and yellow for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's wild. But you know, you get a cut above your eye, you get some stitches, and 6-7 days later, you get the stitches out, and everything's all good. You don't even look like you've been in a fight. So,
yeah, usually that's how it goes. I mean, I don't know why they're so worried about it. Eventually, you're gonna all look ugly and old anyway. So,
when you train right at gyms, do you try to talk other females into doing bare knuckle? Do you say, "Hey, do this"?
Yeah, they're always the same. They're like, "Oh my God, I would never do that. Like, you're crazy." Like, okay.
And they're there to fight MMA to get kneed and elbowed in the face.
That's what. Yeah, you get knees, elbows, kicked. Like, I mean, all right, whatever. They're just scared of the bare knuckles. I don't get it. I can't wrap my mind around it.
fucking
weird. It's like a conundrum. I love
the brutalness of it. That I don't know. I like it more.
We got Ben's comment in there is kind of funny. He said we need to go to an all women's prison to find talent. Maybe we could
probably true.
Let them fight their way out like in Thailand.
Fight their way out like in Thailand. That's what I was just gonna say. Maybe we need to work some deals.
Really entertaining.
I love that.
They'd probably try to shank each other though, so you have to worry about actually like that.
Why don't we pitch this to Netflix? Us three, we can host it.
Yeah.
And we'll pitch it to Netflix and we'll say, listen, we'll go to women's prisons and we'll offer them to fight bare knuckle and we'll make like a little makeshift ring inside the prisons and we can ship them out to different prisons and they could be like, oh, over here and you know what?
The only one that wins is the one that survives and is alive.
Yeah, you get out. That's what I'm talking about. That's a fucking great idea.
That's fantastic.
I hope nobody's watching this. That's our idea. We trademark that right now. Don't try to steal our idea, whoever's watching right now. So
people would watch it for sure. For sure.
Yeah. So you're training at Shift. Is that like your home gym now, or are you bouncing around? Is Shift where you're at?
Yeah, that's my main boxing gym. That's where I'm at.
We love those guys.
They make Shift look easy.
Yeah, they really. I mean, just even the things that they've caught, and like the things that we've worked on and everything. I'm so thankful to be. Iron sharpens iron, and everyone there are amazing fighters, and they push each other. The coaches are amazing, so I'm very fortunate to be there.
Also, the best dressed coaches in the world.
They do. They get top level dress, man.
Yeah,
I feel underdressed around them.
We were out in like Wichita with those guys, and we got an awesome picture with the Shift guys that looks like a rap. It looks like a rap album. Like me and Mike with Jihad 300 and
Kyle threw the parental advisory in the corner and like
with the nicest shoes, man. The nicest suits.
Well, that night Jihad got pissed off because he got blood on his white pants. He had like a blue sweater on and a gold chain. He got blood on his white pants, and we're like, "Why'd you wear fucking white pants to corner somebody? Like, what do you expect? Dude?
Especially to bare knuckle.
Right, there's blood flying everywhere. What are you doing?"
Hey, he could sell that. He could probably make money off of it.
He could.
Yeah.
Wear white purposefully just to get the splatter on it.
You know what? Yeah, and then sell it and then auction them off after every one of them. That's a good idea.
It's a great idea.
But
we're coming up with a lot of ideas right now.
Yeah, this is like the Shark Tank here.
These are all our ideas, guys.
So, but you found yourself at Shift, and you talked about the coaches, but not just the coaches. You got the 175-pound champ Dave Mundell there. You got a guy fighting for the 185, Jared Warren. Crystal Pittman fights bare knuckle. Martin Brown fought bare knuckle. Brandon Allen is probably next up for 145.
Yes,
that is probably the most bare knuckle gym centric around, right?
Yeah. And it's amazing to be just around that environment that everyone is, got the same goals, the same like championship mindset. It's just it makes a world of a difference.
And it even really the great Russ Maxim shows up there on occasion.
Yeah, he does.
So you got that too for motivation.
Yeah, we have a lot of. It's really like a family. They're really tight. Like it changes a lot. It changed a lot in your game. It changed a lot in just your environment, and that means a lot.
So the first time we went there, right? We're reading the GPS, we're driving, and Mike's like, "Where the fuck is this goddamn place?" We're like, "This is like a storage facility or something. Like, where is this?" And then we find
it was like a burnt. Are you gonna say this? The car?
Go ahead.
We drive. So we're driving. There's like a store near a railroad track. And it's like a corner store, a meat market, a smoke shop, and like bootleg DVDs or something. Like, I was like, what store is this? What are they selling in this store? You know?
Yeah.
It's a meat market and it's a convenience store. Okay. But so we go in and it's like a storage facility, and it's inside of like, is there barbed wire on that fence? There is, right? The fence
Probably,
that goes around, right?
Yes. Yeah, so I think on the top.
So it tells us to go in there, and then it says I'm there, but I'm just in the opening when you pull in, and there's a car there that was definitely stolen and then set on fire, and it was just completely burnt to a crisp. And we're just sitting in front of the car, and I go, I don't know if we're in the right place because we're in a fence, like in a fenced-in area where a car has been set on fire, clearly was stolen and set on fire and just left there. So like, where the hell is this thing? So we drive around one side
in rural areas.
Yeah. So we drive, and then all of a sudden one of the doors was open, and we look, and boom, there's a bunch of people in their box, and we're like, this has to be it. This has to be it. There can't be other people in this area boxing inside of this place. Like, it has to be the place. And
it was like 100 degrees inside that gym.
It is hot all the time. But I mean, man, that really conditions you in a different way too. So that right there, just you being in that heat and that hot and being able to, you know, do what you need to do, and people pushing you, especially the people that we have there. It's an interesting workout area, but man, I'm telling you, it does something different.
200% humidity in that place.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There was a guy there training, and he literally had like a kiddie pool's worth of sweat around him. Yeah. I don't know what was his name. That guy, I have pictures of him sitting on the floor, and I swear to God, I've never seen anybody sweat more than that guy. And they actually said that they nicknamed him something funny like that, like the waterfall or whatever.
I was gonna say, I don't know if
It's been a while too. It's been a while since we went, so.
Yeah. So you know, and then there's, you know, the people that come and go. So there's always those, but the people that are there consistently, like, it's family. It's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. So you're fighting Katharina, and she when we interviewed her in Salt Lake City, she named some people, but she didn't name you.
But I'm not in her weight class normally.
Right. But then they announced her first fight will be against you. What are your thoughts on her as an opponent? You know, you guys both have an MMA background. You both fought for Bellator. She's pretty tough.
Sorry, my cat.
Oh.
No, I mean, I think it's awesome that she's just trying to get a fight. You know, she's just wanting to fight, so she's even willing to go up a weight class. I give her mad props on that. She's not afraid to fight, so I like that. We kind of have a similar style of like going in and like, you know, and fighting. So I like that. So I'm not, you know, I am not ever a disrespectful opponent. So like, I give all the respect in the world to everyone that gets in the cage, but she's going to be welcome to the bare knuckle in the 45 division and my power. So
I wish we were there to see this one live, because there's so many good fights on this one, but I definitely wanted to see this one for sure. We're going to be hosting a watch party at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut for this event. Unfortunately, we can't make it down there, but everybody will
get a bunch of people to watch it.
Yeah, we'll have a bar full of people hyped up to see.
I'm excited too, because it's my hometown, so I'm bringing a crowd. So I love that.
Clearwater is your hometown?
Well, Lakeland, it's like 45 minutes away, so it's not far. It's
home of Knucklemania 1.
Home of Knucklemania 1, that's right. My dad's from Lakeland, Florida, actually.
Yeah, everyone and their mother's moving here. Ugh.
Yeah, the location of Knucklemania 1, whatever that arena was called.
Yeah, what's the name of that arena?
The Civic Center, Lakeland Civic Center is where it was. Yeah, I was actually going to be on that card, but then I was promised a different, you know, like it was a different promotion, MMA, and that fell through. So yeah.
Yeah, I told my dad that's where I was going. He was like, "Oh, I graduated from high school in there." I'm like, no way. What a small world. Yeah.
What high school? Just curious.
I don't know. Maybe Lakeland High. Is
Lakeland High? Yeah.
They do have that.
I have no idea.
All
I know, this was in the he was born. This was in like he was born in 56. So when was he in high school? Late 60s. He said that. So he moved to Florida from Connecticut back then for his sophomore, junior, and high school years, and he said that down south they didn't like the northern boys. They didn't like the Yankees from up north. So he fought every single day. He got in a fist fight every day for like 2 years straight, he said.
That's so funny. It's very different now. Everyone always talks, about Floridians, but we're really not. We just don't want people moving here anymore because they're taking up space, man. The traffic sucks.
Kevin Smith came in clutch with the RP Funding Center. That's the official name,
RP
I guess.
Funding, yes.
Whatever RP is.
It is, yes. They have changed that, yes.
Is it like something Perkins, the something Perkins Funding Center? I think I remember this now. It's all starting to trickle in. I've been sick all afternoon.
Oh yeah, this guy was going nuts earlier. He had to leave work. He had to leave work, but he's here for you. He said, "I think you better go on. We have just the Borga coming on. And if you don't fucking come on this show, you'll never forgive us."
Yeah, you know what? You guys want to hear a funny story? So 2 days ago, my kid was sick, right? And that's why I'm sick now, because I stayed home with him and he was throwing up and shitting himself and stuff. So and
that's why Kyle left it, because
this is the truth. This is like 6:30 in the morning, getting ready for school. He goes running through the kitchen with his hands over his face like this, and he pukes, and it goes out his fingers and all over his face. And I felt so bad, right? So I clean him up. 20 minutes later, I'm like, all right. I clean him up. I get his. He's 9 years old, so I wash his face for him. He's all pukey, and I go, get your PJs back on. Lay on the couch. You're not going to school. I go upstairs. I come back down like maybe 2 minutes later. He's running to the bathroom, and my older son goes, I think he pooped himself. So I go over there. I push the bathroom door open, and he's sitting there naked on the shitter, and he's like, I'm like, did you shit your pants? And he points down at him like that. He's like this. I'm like, oh, you poor bastard.
He's gonna watch this episode when he's older. He's gonna be like, Dad, man,
he don't give a fuck. This kid's hilarious.
Couldn't you have told someone different?
No, but so listen, this is the funniest part about it. So I go to the store. He's having himself a hell of a day, and he actually says, isn't there some sort of medicine for nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea? So I'm like, yeah. There's Pepto-Bismol. I'll go to the store.
Just a thing.
Dude, I go to the store. It's so funny. So I pick up gummies. They're Pepto gummies for kids, right? So I bring them back.
The chewables,
yeah, they're gummy. I think, or maybe they're gummies. These are gummies. So I bring them back. He eats a couple of them. Half an hour goes by, and he goes, I feel so much better. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, you can go to work now if you want. He goes, I don't even think I got to poop. My wiener won't go down though. And I'm like,
oh no.
And I go, what? He goes,
what are they putting these things?
Yeah. He goes, I don't know. He goes, my belly doesn't hurt at all. I don't feel like I have to go to the bathroom, but my wiener is just like.
It makes them feel better than okay.
It was absolutely fucking hilarious. I texted my wife.
So he wanted you to go to work.
Yes. Yeah. Go to work. Yeah. So I text my wife, and I'm like, no one just said this, and this. And I said it word for word. And she wrote back, 1, LOL. 2, is that normal? And I said, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure Pepto is not Viagra.
I've swigged a lot of Pepto-Bismol in my day.
It's never done that for you.
No. So later on that day, so later on that day, I ate the rest of the bottle, and nothing happened.
You tested it.
Yeah.
And nothing happened?
Yeah, sure enough, I just got a little bit of a tummy ache, actually,
Kid tested, Kyle approved.
Yeah, kid
So
tested.
it did the opposite for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, you thought you were onto something.
Yeah, I thought I was onto something, man.
All I have to do is go to CVS and I'm good to go. Don't need a doctor's prescription.
Nobody needs any Viagra. Just take Kids Pepto.
Kids Pepto, $12 a bottle. That's
the gummies. Make sure you get the right kind of gummies.
I don't know. What do they put in these gummies, man? It's fucking crazy.
Nowadays, I mean, apparently a lot. So
yeah, apparently a lot. So okay, back to fighting. We're gonna ask you what can Katharina expect out of you April 12th? She's going up.
Fight.
She's going up to 145. Is she gonna get a rude awakening stepping in there? Because she was on our show last night. She was talking about after you, she wants Crystal Pittman. After Crystal, she'd be willing to fight Christine Faria. She's got a lot of plans in the BKFC.
Oh, that's good. I mean, I love people that have plans, but everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. But it's going to be a lot different. She's going to feel my power, and that's all there is. She's going to have to expect a fight and a more controlled me, and I'm going to wait for the timing to be just right, and she's going to feel it or not and just be out, one or the other.
Are you more comfortable in bare knuckle now? Like at this point in your career, are you still going to fight MMA or is BKFC for you now?
Well, if they can get more girls in BKFC and I can keep busy, that's the only, I really want to be staying consistent with fighting. So, and I don't want to end my MMA career, even though it was, toward 2 top contenders, it was a decision loss nonetheless. So I don't really want to, I'm not a big on decisions anyway. I'm a finisher. Everyone knows that. So I would like to go back and finish a few more girls, but I'm mainly focusing on bare knuckle.
Yeah, it's been, like we were saying earlier, it's just been so long since you last fought. Like we thought it was last year, actually it was a little bit longer. And that's what, 17 months? It's a long friggin' time to not
And
fight.
all last year, I was pretty much in fight camps and I was promised fights. So I was in fight camp pretty much all year and never got a fight. So yeah.
What else are you doing to fill in all that time?
No, I'm still training. I still train as if I'm fighting. So,
yeah. But outside of that?
Outside of that, I do have my own businesses. I have 3 kids. We have a zoo here. So I am always constantly busy. I'm always working. Yeah, a zoo. I have 3 dogs, 2 cats, 3 bearded dragons, a snake. We did have a rabbit. It got loose. And 3
What kind
cats.
of snake?
California King, I believe it is. I want to say he is a California King. It's a small one. He doesn't have a big one yet, but I used to collect them when I was a kid. So he loves reptiles.
And 3 bearded dragons?
Yeah, and they don't take care of them, so we have to take care of them, of course.
Yeah, isn't that always how it is?
Yes. They're like, "Oh, I promise, I'll take care of it," and we end up taking care of it. So, so we have our own, our own businesses that we run together, and it's always staying busy, but I like it that way. I strive under chaos. I like to go. I like to make money wherever I can. Yep. So I stay busy.
So you have 3 kids, boys, girls?
2 boys, 1 girl. 2 stepkids, 1 of my own, but I consider them all my kids. And they're all birthdays are right now. So my son's birthday was March 22nd. My husband's birthday was April 3rd. My stepdaughter's birthday is April 30th, and then my stepson's is June 16th. So they're all back to back.
They're are they older or younger?
2 boys that are almost, 1 just turned 14, 1 will be 14, so they're the same age. And then
that's cool.
Everyone always asks if they're twins, but I'm like, nope, they're different parents.
That's cool though. It would be nice to have, growing up, you have somebody to chill with, your same age.
She's almost 9, so. Shit. But they're total polar opposites, total opposite kind of personalities, but it tends to work.
Yeah.
Are they into fighting?
They do a little bit of jiu-jitsu. They don't, I'm telling you, a lot of people I don't think like getting punched in the face. So they don't usually like to do that as much.
I don't like it.
Part.
Are you a black belt in jiu-jitsu?
I am.
You are. That's
Yes.
anybody that knows jiu-jitsu is like, that's impressive as fuck to me.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu is definitely the hardest. I'm telling you, it's like a chess game. So you've got to think of the next 3 moves before. Yeah, it's been I got mine pretty fast too. It was at 8.5 years in, and that's pretty fast to get a black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So I tend to learn pretty fast.
You must have been like living in the gym, right? Like
I always do. Yeah, ever since I pretty much started, it's been almost 10 years now. Doing combat sports, I have gun ho like the whole time, just nonstop. Wow. I started a class and fell in love and passionate about it, and just wanted to keep getting better and better and compete as often as I could in anything and everything. And I've gone through some adversity through my career and things that people would have quit a long time ago. And it's made me realize how strong I am. And I like fighting through the adversity. I like fighting through the injuries and the, like seeing what you're capable of through all that. It shows a lot about yourself.
It's awesome. Yeah, for sure. My kids are in jiu-jitsu as well. They've only been doing it for about a year, but they love it and they're excelling. They're doing really well.
That's awesome.
I want them to like enter a Naga tournament or something to actually compete and because
Naga's way better than the other choices.
Right. I think that they're good enough to win a medal in one of these. They're super scrappy and they're very like athletic kids and they're getting it. And Chris Simmons, the guy who runs the school, tells me, he's like, yeah, they're fucking picking up. They're really good. So
make them stay in it, especially if they're that good. Like kids, will tend to be really into something and then go to something else. That was my cat. I don't know why it freaked out for no reason.
Where did the nickname Black Widow come from?
My coach, I thought it was because I had a tattoo of the Black Widow on the back of my neck. I honestly thought that for the longest time. Didn't think to ask my coach why he named me the Black Widow. I didn't really like it at first because everyone was like, "What are you, an Avengers fan?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." Like, I don't have a problem against the Avengers, but I'm not like that obsessed with the Black Widow that I picked that name. No. But I finally asked him. I was like, "So why did you name it? Was it the tattoo on the back of my neck?" He's like, "No, you're like this blonde chick that came in and started like throwing around the guys like rag dolls." I've always been strong. I've always had the strength. I've always been weirdly strong for a girl, so that has helped. But I've also learned very fast. So I was like, well, I kind of like the name better now.
So he named you that basically after Black Widow, the superhero. But kind of,
I guess.
Yeah, okay. Is it illegal to kill a Black Widow? Not that I want to kill you, but like, is it illegal to kill an actual Black Widow?
I don't think so. Not that I heard of. I've heard
of. So then I got a funny.
They're endangered.
I know the female is more venomous than the male.
Yeah. Well, I was down in Corpus Christi for annual training. We're both in the Army, so I was down there, and we were in the barracks, and a fucking Black Widow, no bullshit, come down out of the drop ceiling, in the barracks, and a bunch of people were like, "Oh shit!" They're like, "Look at this!" And it was hanging like about 1.5 feet off the floor.
A brown widow is actually worse than a Black Widow.
Really?
I didn't know.
I know what a brown recluse is, but I don't know brown widow. Never seen.
Yeah, brown is supposedly more poisonous or venomous, whatever.
Dude, I went to kill it, right? I went to kill it, and it was still hanging on the web, like the little string. And I went to like go over it with my foot, and my foot hit the string, and it shot the web, and it like swung out and then swung back towards me and like fell off, and it fell off onto the floor right in front of me, and I stomped that shit out. Everybody was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like, what am I supposed to do? But it turns out that they had to like, we were only there for 2 more days. After we left, they had to like bomb the building, or not bomb, like they had to like
really? They had an infestation?
Yeah, because there was like a fucking ton of them in the
oh
ceiling.
My god.
Yeah, no shit.
That's
right?
Great.
So this might be the only good thing about living in the North.
Yeah,
there's really like not a lot of dangerous animals. Like not in the way north, like bears and shit. Like there's bears somewhere in the woods around where I live in Rhode Island. I live in Rhode Island, so there's like not many dangerous animals and insects where I live. There are some hidden about, but you don't really worry. Like if I'm here, I'm gonna go out next weekend. I'm gonna start doing the lawn. Yay, fun! But so I'm gonna be doing the lawn, and I'm not gonna worry for 1 second about being bit by anything, poisonous. The snakes are gonna be like this big. I'm not gonna. I'll fling that thing. I don't care about none of that shit. I have to worry about none of it, really.
We live in the Australia of the States. So it's like,
you live somewhere like that. Forget it. You go. So my in-laws live in Florida. Easter. Hopefully no little kids. The little kids around. Maybe I shouldn't say the story.
No, not me. Not here.
So I was hiding Easter eggs, right? And so it was like really early, and I was at my in-laws, and it's like 5:30 a.m. So I go with my father-in-law. We hide a bunch of eggs in the house, and I go outside, and it's dark out. And there's a lake behind their house, like pretty close too. And then there's all these bushes, and I'm like putting my hands behind, like in the bush and over here, whatever. And then we went back inside, and we're making a coffee. And I said, I was just thinking, Steve, what I just did was probably really stupid. And he was like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but I just figured I'd just let you do it, I'm sticking my hands into bushes and little holes and this and that, going near the lake. There's alligators in the lake.
Around here. You don't do that around these parts.
I didn't think about it for 1 second. Like I could have been bit by a number of different things, including an alligator. So yeah, well, whatever.
Everyone always talks about the alligators, the dinosaurs. If there's a body of water around here, there's something in it. There's like, some kind of snake, alligator, something. Now we're getting the anacondas from the, anaconda mixes, whatever you want to call them.
Right. And isn't there crocs now too? Like crocodiles weren't ever a thing in Florida before.
And now they're in the ocean.
Now there's all of a sudden crocs are popping up. It's like, what the fuck, man?
Like, what is happening? What is happening? Like, you don't have to worry about sharks. It's just sharks and crocodiles. I'd be more scared of a crocodile than a shark, honestly.
Wow. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't crocodiles are huge.
Massive. Mean.
Yeah. You see any of those those giant hornets that are coming to the US now?
I have not seen any. I mean, there's some big ass bumblebees all the time around here. We got big ass wasps anyway, really. We got big things flying around all the time anyway. So I don't think we would notice if we even saw one of those.
Oh, those murder hornets, they're like the size of your iPhone. They're
really?
Huge. They're big.
Oh,
I mean, I
guess I would have probably seen. I would hope I would notice that.
Yeah, they're massive. I don't know if they're like Japanese murder hornets or something like that, and they're like coming to the United States. But I know they're probably not as big as your iPhone, but they're huge. They're like massive.
I would think it was a bird.
Yeah, right.
If that thing comes at me with a stinger, I swear to God, it'd be a hummingbird match.
Yeah. They're pretty damn big.
This is fun. This was fun, Jessica. I think we got a lot of people excited to see you fight. Now
I'm just excited to be back.
I can't believe that it was 17 months. That's fucking crazy. Hopefully,
I know, and it's been like begging. It's crazy that we have to beg almost, to like, please, like let's give me a fight, like anywhere.
It's wild. Well, you're back.
Like we said, there's a couple of things going against you. There's not a lot of females, and just the weight class is just so tough. Like
I know, and I am not gonna cut down any further.
To 125. Like 130.
I like being. I've gone to the beginning of my career when I was amateur. I went to 125 first, and it killed me, man. Like that weight cut was like it was just too much. Went to 135 and it got harder and harder. The older I got, the harder and harder. Now, like 45, I can do 45 and it's not a problem. So like, I want to be there and be present in my fight and not have to worry about that. Like I don't care about, weight cutting. I could walk around at 145 and still fight at 145. I feel better,
Yeah, I mean, weight cuts are a motherfucker, dude.
They're the worst.
They're the worst.
I've only ever taken losses because of weight cuts. To be honest with you, I was not myself in the fight because that usually is the only reason that I've ever lost. Anyone that I've ever lost to, I know without a doubt in my mind that I could have beat them.
Right.
If I had been me, I could have beat them.
You see those, like you said, you're almost 5 foot. You're 5'7.5", 5'8", and you walk around 155. Like you saw that documentary on Cyborg when she tried to make 130. I think she was.
I know there was a doc. I didn't see the whole thing.
Or no, when she was trying to make she was trying to make 135, right?
So, yeah.
And she walks around 175. You watch this fucking documentary, you would never want to cut weight again. This girl looked like she was knocking on fucking death's door.
Yeah.
And they like she was
like dying. She was crying. She was like dying basically.
That's what I did every time at 125. Like it was just it was horrible, man. Like, and you know,
they had to give her
and then I ended up in the hospispital. So
they had to give her blood thinners because her blood was like turning into like mud.
Coagulating.
It was like it was like too thick to run through her veins anymore. I'm
oh wow.
I'm like, what? That's fucking insane. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes forever. So like you're doing all that and suffering for all that time to fight for 10 minutes, possibly.
Exactly.
Maybe 2.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fucking wild. Well, hey, we're going to be watching. We're going to have a big party at Mohegan Sun because we can't be there live. We are excited to see you fight again. You're welcoming a new fighter into the women's division. Awesome stuff. Anything you want to say to everybody that's watching or is going to be watching on April 12th?
I'll get ready for more fireworks. I'm back, and I'm excited to be back, and I'm back with a new team that I'm excited to be with. So I am going to be showing even more improved Jessica. So I'm excited about it.
Fucking awesome. And this was really fun having a conversation with you. So you're welcome back.
Thank you for having me
anytime you want to come back. Mike, what else you got for Jessica?
I think we hit it all. We did alligators, crocodiles, murder hornets, bearded dragons, snakes,
Viagra gummies.
Viagra gummies. But I mean, we really talked about a whole bunch. Pooping pants. We did poopy pants stuff. We did a lot of stuff here.
I think we covered the whole thing.
We did. Yeah.
There was a cornucopia of conversation.
You fill a pool up. I mean, there's a lot going on here. So very good conversation. Cannot wait for this fight. That whole card's going to be awesome. And everybody who is watching, make sure, take a look at this graphic. April 12th, Jessica Borga versus Katharina Lehner. I just say that. She probably doesn't even say it like that, but I say
I was going to say, I don't know how it says it, but I would rather say it like that as well. It makes it more spunky.
It does. I make it. Hey. I look at that name and it makes me feel like
it's
I have
like
to
my
say
last
it
name is supposed to be pronounced Borga.
Borga.
Like Borga, the Borgias is like that's my
very
that
proper.
Makes sense. Hey Mike, do you have that picture? You want to pull that picture up? Ask her who made this.
The picture.
Who made this picture, Jessica?
Who made
Bring it up,
this?
Mike. It's an awesome one. It's an awesome graphic.
I have no idea. I just saw it on Facebook. I think Facebook.
That's a great picture. It's awesome.
If I'm not mistaken, it might. I'll have to do research because I honestly have no idea. I thought so too. I mean, my tits don't look that good, but I mean, it's great. It's great.
You're right. Like, this is horrible. This picture, horrible,
terrible.
There's non-existent. It's kind of like a man's chest, but I mean, I'll take that. I'll take that.
This is a piece of shit picture. Whoever made it.
No, I'll take it.
Find that person and stone them. No, really, it is an awesome picture. We were wondering if you knew.
If I find out, I'll send you a message.
Yeah,
because I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, who did this? This is awesome.
They must make other pictures if they made that one, right? Or maybe not. Maybe they're just a fan of yours and made your picture. Yeah.
It got filtered around like so fast. I'm like, I don't even know where it started. So I'm like, I don't know who did it, but if I find out, I'll let you know.
Yeah, good
I'll
stuff.
try to do like a Google image search with it or something, see if anything comes up. I haven't tried that. I really just wanted to bring it up and ask you. So we'll do. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. And in just a minute, we are going to do Outside the Circle, which is a little segment we do here on the show. You get it outside the circle, outside the squared circle. Very, very nifty name we came up with there.
I like that.
Yeah. So, all right. Thank you so much for coming on. Take care. Good luck in your fight. And we'll be watching on April 12th along with everybody else, right?
Can't wait.
See you, Jessica.
All right. Bye. See you later. Bye.
Nice fight, man.
We are now set. Championship! Presented to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Get Bucked Up. Sanctioned by the New Mexico State Athletic Commission Chairman Joe Chavez, Executive Director Richard Espinoza, Event Coordinator Martin.
That was what we were talking about, right? Go ahead.
That's what we were talking about. But just so everyone knows, that's literally only the last 2 minutes of that whole ordeal. And I cut a little piece out in the middle there because the girl was talking to him and someone else was talking to him and then he took more pictures. But man, it was insane. It was like every single person along the way where we were, there was no more tables after that. So it was only people in the crowd. And then but before that, there were so many people that took a picture. I'm telling you, every single person from every seat would get up and take a picture with him. It was nuts. Couldn't get the guy over to the interview. I kept walking and then turn around and he's like 30 feet away from me. And I was like, oh shit, I got to go back.
Dude, if you guys didn't see him fight, go back, watch him fight, but just check him out because he's a fucking charismatic dude from Stockton, trains with the Diaz boys, and he fucking is powerful. And I think he can do some damage in the 185 division for sure.
What I was thinking about during the video was hopefully that music didn't play for too long to get us kicked off or give us copyright strike. I didn't think about that because I was not thinking about that. But hey, Kyle, you know what time it is?
What time is it, Mike?
It's time for Outside the Circle. Hey, now it is Outside the Circle with Mike and Mish, and we have a few things to talk about today, Kyle. We do. We have a bunch, a couple few things to talk about.
What do we got there, Mikey?
Man, so let's start off with this Weidman eye poke, okay? So this was this past weekend, the fights. Chris Weidman fought, and he was doing a eye poking spree, man. He was just poking eyes, and apparently he also got poked in the eye too. See this?
So you have pictures and stuff?
I do. I have pictures. I'm bringing them up right now. Here's one of them from 2 angles.
So I got some thoughts on this whole thing. And it was yes, Joe Ivy's in the comments says infuriating fight. It was because Weidman looked better than he's looked in a long time. And I'm a Weidman fan, and I will never forget watching the Weidman Anderson Silva, knockout. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But this was fucking ridiculous. And Gary, whatever his name is, Gary Copeland, the fucking referee, he should have shut that shit down. Yeah, little mini Brock Lesnar. Yes, he should have shot. Dude, he did not give hard warnings. This was so poorly fucking refereed, I thought. And but also I didn't like the way Chris spoke in the post-fight press conference. I mean, in the post-fight interview with Michael Bisping. Was it Bisping that interviewed him?
Yes.
I think it was Bisping.
It was.
The first thing out of his mouth after he thanked his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, he said God.
That's one thing I could point out because he said, "My Lord and Savior, God." And I said, well, for somebody who goes to church and says things like that, they probably should know that it's actually Jesus Christ is the Lord and Savior. Well, whatever, though. It can be God. I don't know.
It was so the eye pokes were so fucking brutal. And then the last one, he two-pieced him. He hit him with a 1-2 eye poke. He was like pop, pop. He would not curl his fingers in the whole fight. That guy, Gary Copeland, was like, "Go, pull your fingers in, pull your fingers in." He just wouldn't. He just wouldn't. Go back and watch that fight. Chris Weidman,
what's his damn problem?
Completely ignored the words of the referee. That's when the ref should have said, "If you don't curl him in, I'm gonna take a point." He should have done that because it would have prevented the fight ender. Now, was Chris Weidman going to probably win that fight by decision anyway? Yes, but it ended early because he two-pieced him in both fucking eyeballs with index fingers. You know what I mean? It's like I was getting so fucking aggravated watching that damn fight, and then he gets on the stick with Mike Bisping, and he says, "My Lord and Savior, God," and then he says, "Look, I got poked in my eye. Eye pokes happen." I'm paraphrasing because I don't know exactly what he said, but it was like, listen, let's address the elephant in the room. Let's talk about the eye pokes. I got poked in my eye. I didn't go down. You can't be taking eye pokes and then just drop into the mat. You're gonna end up losing the fight. It's you're gonna have to learn and stay up next time.
Basically, they have the ref do it. Stop it. Right.
I was like, dude, how about maybe being somewhat apologetic for poking the dude's fucking eyeballs? Like, he mushed his eyeballs in with those last two. It was hard to watch, and I was disappointed big time, like a pissed off father.
Yeah, the eye poke thing has been going on for a long time. Very, very, very long time. We know that some gloves to fix that issue have been presented to UFC, athletic commissions, everything. And for whatever reason, Trevor Whitman's gloves, right? I think it's his gloves. He made the gloves. They won't take them. So who knows why, right? Money, friends, politics, all that stuff. They won't do it, right? So do they really care about fingers in the eyes? No, I don't think they do. I just don't think they care about it.
Here's the thing.
Another thing is, why won't they take points? What is the point of taking points if you never take points? You know what I mean? Like, why even have it as an option then? No one ever uses it for some reason. It's like, oh, we don't want to just, we don't want to mess up the fight or whatever. It's like Chris Weidman's winning, Here's the thing. Got to use it because it's a deterrent. That's what it's for, to deter people from doing it. So if you're winning the fight and then you end up losing because you keep poking someone in the eye, then maybe in your next fight, you'll probably never poke an eye again because you just lost a fucking fight. Like, that's the point, is to ruin the fight for the person, because they ruined it for themselves, in all honesty.
They did. And I don't understand. I don't like we cover a sport that they don't wear gloves.
Yes.
The fingers are out there hanging exposed. And
you can clinch. You can grab the head.
And you can clinch. And there are minimal eye pokes.
Nowhere close to this. Yeah. I feel like it's all the time in MMA.
There are minimal eye pokes in bare knuckle fighting, and you're not even wearing fucking gloves, and you can grapple and you can fucking clinch. So the guys that are reaching for the clinch, how come they're not poking everybody's fucking eyes? It's a weird MMA thing.
It is,
and they need to fucking clean that up, because it really took away from that fight. It fucking was nice to see Chris Weidman back. It was nice to see him performing well, but then he just kept slamming his fucking fingers in the dude's eyes. It was disappointing to see. I don't know. They got to clean that shit up, Mike.
Yeah, they do. Let's take a look at Weidman's eye.
Look at that shit.
Really bad. Pretty bad, I think.
And he got poked once. So I wonder what
is that, like a cut on the side there? You see that? Like in the middle, like coming from the corner of his eye, there's like a upside down, like an A almost, or an upside down U, like a scrape. It almost looks like on his eye.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, dude.
Looks horrible.
But he only got hair. So what I'm saying is, like, he got poked once. I wonder what Bruno Silva's fucking eyes look like, because he got poked 4 goddamn times and like twice in both eyes. It was crazy.
It's ironic that they talked to Mike Bisping after that.
Yeah, like, talking to a guy with one eye.
Ironic, saying ironic. But really though, like
isn't it ironic?
Like, you talk to Mike Bisping, who actually lost his eye. He doesn't have an eye now.
Right.
And it's all due to this stupid shit that goes on. I think one of them was from a toe too, but still, it's ridiculous that it's been this long. So that's that. We've talked about that. Let's talk about let's see. We've got April 25th. There's going to be an announcement, right? And do you want to know who's giving the announcement?
Who is it,
David
Mike?
Feldman Sr., the president of BKFC. He said on March 28th, our biggest announcement ever coming April 25th. Now, he just posted something recently, or the Bare Knuckle page did, and it said, we got something cooking. Great meetings today in Abu Dhabi. We're looking forward to a great future with UAE Warriors and I don't want to mess his name up, Fuad Darwish. So do those two things have anything to do with one another? Or are they two separate things? Like, is one like a TV deal, and then this is a deal with them doing fights over in Abu Dhabi? It could be two separate things, or is it the same thing?
Okay, so Mike, the biggest announcement ever coming April 25th was on March 25th. Is that what that says?
28th.
28th. And then
it happened when we were.
Yep. And when did the other one get
The
posted?
other one was just
yesterday?
a couple days ago, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so those were about a week apart from each other, or 5 days apart from each other. So I'm going to say they got to be the same. They got to be the same thing, because March 28th, were we in Albuquerque for that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then he probably left Albuquerque, went home, and then flew straight over to fucking Abu Dhabi. So I'm going to guess these things are related. Yeah, these things are related. They are huge. And I'll give you a spoiler right now. They're bringing me and Mike on a fucking multi-million-dollar contract to be their number one promoters.
Oh, that's right. Well, you heard it right here. Multi-million-dollar contract.
Yeah. I wonder what it is.
Negative 1% owners now of BKFC.
Well, dude, did you see that they announced something today that Mario Lopez is like an official partner, and I don't know if he's like a part owner now or whatever, but Mario Lopez is going to be heavily involved now in
that's cool.
The shows. So you're getting a guy, established Hollywood star right there, who's a diehard combat sports guy in the mix. But then you post something about guys over in Abu Dhabi, there might be an influx of money, and there might be a big plot of money that they can take this thing to second level. Hey, second level, Mike.
Second level. I should probably cut that out, and we'll use that.
Shout out. Let's go, boy.
Yeah, well, use as another drop. Second level. Good old Kevin Smith. Second level.
The second, man. This could be like an investment with some Middle East money that gives them an opportunity to pay fighters more, bring in bigger names, so BKFC fans can bitch about them bringing in bigger names.
Yeah.
You know,
it's horrible.
So it's
horrible when they do that.
You know what I mean? I think this is going to be awesome. I don't know what it is. That's my guess, is that like they're about to be able to do a lot more things. That's just, I know it's vague, but they're not gonna have as many fucking roadblocks when it comes to signing a big name fighter or booking a big venue or something like that. I think they're gonna be able to pull some things. What do you think it is?
So maybe I'll take the opposite stance, and the reason why is they're opening the door to do some fighting and collaborations with Abu Dhabi and United Arab Emirates for fights and stuff like that over there in the Middle East. And I think the other one has to do with a TV deal. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping the other one has to do with a TV deal. Biggest announcement ever, TV deal. Like, hey, we're on. So this is what I was thinking. And I don't think that this is what it is, though, but they're fighting in the Peacock Center, right? Peacock. Maybe they made a deal. Yeah, see, something NBC like that. That's like one of those major networks that they made a deal with, a sports network that's, sports. So that's what I'm hoping. That's what it is, because I feel like that's their next. That's what they need next.
What channel is Access Hollywood on? NBC?
I really
that's the show that Mario Lopez hosts.
Yeah, Access Hollywood.
Access Hollywood. Is it on NBC?
Yes.
Oh, Mike, you might have just fucking cracked the code, baby.
Yeah, and they're going to be in the Peacock Center, and
Mario Lopez is an investor.
Yeah,
Going to be
and they're
doing
going to
more
announce
with the company. He has a
day
popular
of.
show on NBC. They're fighting in the Peacock Center.
Yeah, and they're going to be
TV
announcing it on the day of
the press
probably
conference
the
in the Peacock Center.
press conference.
In
Exactly.
the Peacock Center. Oh, the principles of
And we're near
detection.
Hollywood right there. You know what I mean? Like it's all the stars are there and stuff. So maybe the stars will align. You see? So that's what I'm hoping it is.
That is solid fucking work right there, everybody. I hope you all appreciate what just went into this right here, because I think you might have cracked the code, dude.
I'm really hoping that that's what it is. It would be fantastic.
That's solid detective work, Mike.
So let's move on to our next subject. And let's see, Roadhouse. Let's talk about Roadhouse. We talked about it. It was either a week or two ago. We talked about it coming out.
Yeah. Yeah. So you want to do a little review?
And we watched the movie along with a ton of other people in this world. And I'm going to tell you, this has been the most watched film on Amazon or like an opening ever.
Yeah.
It said like 50 million people.
50 million streams.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said that at the 50 million streams, if they would have put that in the theater, it would have made $750 million in like 3 weeks or something like that. It's fucking crazy. So,
do you think that many people would have went to the movie theater to see it?
Maybe not. You're right. Probably not. So
I don't think
here's the thing. And I'm gonna second Joe Ivy in the comments. I did enjoy it. Was it? So here's the thing. I know what the original Roadhouse was, and I'm not blind to what the original Roadhouse was. It was a campy 80s action movie that had a kind of a cheesy storyline about a bouncer, and like there's a guy in a monster truck running cars over in the fucking yard. There's a guy, there's gratuitous titties throughout the entire. There's like 3 or 4 different nude scenes for.
There was not enough of those.
There wasn't in this one. You know what I mean? So a lot of people were pushing back on this movie right away because how dare you remake a classic cinematic film like Roadhouse? Take this movie for what it is, the same way you should be taking the original Roadhouse, which is a, gratuitous violence movie about bar fighting and bouncers. And Jake Gyllenhaal was great in the movie. I thought he was fantastic in the movie. The opening was a little shitty. I will give you that. But it picked up. Connor isn't the greatest actor in the world because he just played himself. But the fight scenes between him and Jake Gyllenhaal were pretty fucking badass. I liked it. If I had to give it a 1 to 10, I'd give it like probably a 6. And I would watch it again. And what I said to you, I think at work, it's the type of movie that when you're at home on like a Sunday and you now have shit going on and it pops up on TBS or TNT, you watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So I started watching it one night. It was like 10 o'clock. It was a weekday. So that was a mistake in my life anyways, because I just wasn't at that time. I started it, right? I'm watching and it gets to the scene in the beginning where Post Malone is fighting this guy and they use CGI for the fight scene just for like certain segments of it. Like there's no CGI. Then he punches a dude and like the way his head moves. And I'm looking at that and I'm thinking to myself like that looked not good. I don't like the way they just did that. You know what I mean? Like if the CGI was a little better, it just was so obvious, right? So I was like, ooh, what the fuck is that? And then it happened one more time and then that fight ended quick. And then, Jake Gyllenhaal comes into the scene and then whatever. I don't want to give too much about the movie right away. So then Jake Gyllenhaal goes out and the next scene is like an ode to the first movie, as Kyle told me. But, Jake Gyllenhaal gets stabbed by this guy and it's right in the beginning, like the first 2 minutes. And the way the guy acted it out and the whole scene was so cheesy, like horrible, that I was like, wait, is this movie going to be that bad? And I was like, I don't think I have it in me to watch this right now. I'm just not interested at 10 o'clock at night to stay up. Like, I'm going to end up falling asleep, just not paying attention. So I'm going to have to watch this another time. So when I put it on the second time and started watching, it's so funny because right after that, the movie for me changed. It was nothing like that first couple of minutes. It could have had some cheesy points to it. It wasn't the best movie in the world. The acting wasn't totally great. But I like those type of movies, like he's a guy, he's a stranger, he goes to this town that's all like in the Keys, and it's got a small, tight, and everybody knows each other, and people are fighting, and he's fighting, and that's all that really matters to me is the fighting. I don't really care about many other things. So there's a little bit of comedy mixed in, and the acting doesn't really matter too much to me at that point because I already know it's not we're not looking for a 10 out of 10 movie here. We're looking for fight scenes and just some crazy ass shit. So I think that fit the bill. It was cool. The way that Jake Gyllenhaal is very calm in it. He's not like he's a violent dude, but he's not like it's weird. He's just a super calm guy.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the way that they did that. And then the Conor McGregor is just an absolute savage in it. And the fight scenes are cool when they throw, over the bar, then they're behind the bar, then they're on the bar, and then they're outside the bar. It's like the way that the camera followed the action was really cool. I like that because it's like you're part of it. You're like rolling around with them and shit. So all in all, I thought it was fun. It was a fun, decent movie.
Yeah. So I thought they could have thrown a few more like odes to the first movie, but the name of the bar in the first movie is legendary, like the Double Deuce. Like everybody knows the Double Deuce. They could have named the bar the Double Deuce, but from what I heard, and I would have to go back and watch this movie again, the store right next door to the bookstore,
yeah,
is supposedly called the Double Deuce.
Oh, really?
I don't know that for a fact. Somebody told me that, so I would have to go back and look. But yeah, man, I wouldn't say it was a 10 out of 10 like you said, but I would definitely watch it again. It was entertaining. And it was the type of movie you could throw on if you got a bunch of people over for drinks and hanging out.
Yeah,
you put that shit up on the 75-inch screen and just have it playing. Just have it playing in the background. And every once in a while, when you're in the middle of having a fucking conversation, something happens on this movie, and you turn, everyone watches it. It's that kind of movie. It's definitely that kind of movie. It's something that you can just fucking put on and forget about everything else. You're not going to fucking shed a tear, and it's not going to drum up memories of your fucking childhood. You know what I mean? It's a good act. It is what it is.
Yep. So it just goes to prove that anything Conor McGregor does is the best. Everything he turns into fucking platinum, not even gold. Roadhouse remake breaks records with 50 million worldwide views in first 2 weekends. And it says that it accrued 1.7 billion minutes watched in the first 2 weekends. Okay, so how about that? So,
you remember back in the day, I think it was Chael that said you could put Conor in the ring with a broomstick and people will pay to watch it.
Yeah.
He, as much as people want to hate Conor nowadays, like, dude, that guy, you're right, man. Everything he touches turns to fucking gold.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
It's wild what that. Think about like the trajectory from him being we all saw the documentary. We all know the story of him being on like social welfare like a month before he made his UFC debut. From that, what was that? 2014, probably right around there.
2013, 14. Yeah,
he made his debut about 10 years ago. So he went from welfare to
social welfare,
basically almost a billionaire in 10 years. And he did it he did it on his own way. And that motherfucker,
I did it my way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can hate him all you want, but that motherfucker should be like everybody's like
what you want to do,
role model.
That's what you should.
I mean, I'm not saying you should be punching on people in the face, and doing fucking
business wise.
Yeah, but business wise, man, that dude's a businessman, and now he's in acting. So,
April 6, 2013.
Wow, 11 years.
UFC on Fuel TV, Mousasi versus Latifi fought Marcus Brimage. And then the night that, we were talking about earlier, where you said the Weidman fight, that happened to be the same night that he fought Max Holloway, right? So
yeah.
Wasn't that the same night? Was that the same night? No,
when he tore his
was that the same
ACL?
night? I don't think that would actually. No, I'm wrong on that. Sorry about that.
No, but hey,
nope.
I give my stamp of approval for the new Roadhouse, and I was a big original. Oh, and before I re-wrap this part up, I watched the original Roadhouse after I watched the new one. I watched it on the plane. Remember, I told you I watched it on the plane. I watched the original. The original. I am going to tell you guys to go back and watch the original and watch how Patrick Swayze and Sam Elliott fight. They are clearly not fighters. They clearly have no fucking idea how to fight. They are trained actors that got showed how to do some things. And that's why I put up on my status the other day just to piss people off. I said Elwood Dalton and Knox would destroy Dalton and Wade Garrett, the two main badasses from the first movie, compared to the two main badasses from this one. It wouldn't even be a fight. These guys
not close.
Nope. There would be no throats being ripped out by Patrick Swayze. He would be fucking dead. He would be dead.
It's a dangerous move, the throat pull. So
yeah,
not a lot of people can pull that off.
Yeah. So hey man. We got anything else for Outside the Circle?
Yes, we do. So check this out, right? So we are having another watch party at Mohegan Sun, April 12th, 8 p.m. If you're living in the area, then you better get your ass there. Special guest, Zach Shark Attack Kalmus. He'll be there, and we will be giving away tickets to BKFC 61, Hardy versus Faria. That is what I'm talking about. We will be giving away some swag stuff, and we'll be giving away tickets to what is probably going to be the most anticipated women's fight in BKFC history at this point, because that's going to be great. I think it's going to be fantastic. So,
oh yeah, oh dude, I am excited about this watch party. I want the biggest group. I want the biggest crowd to come out so far out of all of the ones we've had. This needs to be the biggest one. We're going to have BKFC t-shirts to hand out, and we are going to have some tickets to give out for that event. But it's not just Hardy and Faria anymore, which is like you just said, the queen of violence, the most anticipated women's fight in BKFC history. Jimmy Rivera and Daniel Strauss on that card. Yep. We know that Zach Kalmus is fighting on that card. We know Chris Sorrow said he's fighting on that card.
Yeah.
I believe, did Sarah Click post something about being on that card? She posted something. The guy Wolf, I don't remember what his actual name is, but
Wolf,
one of the guys that tried out at Whaling City in New London, Connecticut. This guy,
one who was talking shit about Lorenzo Hunt,
beast of a guy. He's
fought for valor.
Yeah, fought for valor. He's going to be on that card. He posted a fight contract confirmation. So that card is starting to get put together, and we do know of a few of them that will be announced soon, and you guys will not be disappointed. That fucking card is going to be awesome. But in the meantime, you all need to show up. If you're in the New England area, show your asses up to Tom's Watch Bar at Mohegan Sun. Have some drinks and some food with us. Watch BKFC Clearwater, and maybe get yourself a t-shirt or maybe some free tickets to that event.
Do it. Be there, be there, be there. So it's somebody's birthday tomorrow.
Oh,
Kyle.
Whose birthday?
It's somebody who is known to the BKFC world. Not everybody may know him. We know him. The people who watch the show know him. He's a big part of Florida combat sports and boxing, to be exact. And he's giving he's having a little birthday boxing card, and his name is Nelson Lopez, and it's Nelson Lopez's birthday bash, and it's this weekend. I wish we could go, but that's down in Florida, in Belglade, Florida. So it's kind of near, I think, his hometown. It's probably not far away from where he lives. He was talking about that area, and man, it's Prospect Amateurs, so it is boxing. It is not bare knuckle. It's a separate thing. So there's Prospect Amateurs, which is boxing. Then there's BKFC Prospects, which is bare knuckle. So it's two different things. People, I think, they see the knuckles, right? And they see Prospect and they think it's the same thing, and it is definitely not. So that is going on this weekend. Doors open at 6, first fight at 7. So if you're living down in Florida, get over there and check that out and celebrate Nelson Lopez's birthday with him. He's a good dude. Very, very good dude.
Yeah, Nelson's great. And he is a big reason why a lot of the high-level boxers are starting to get pulled in, like Strode and Dagoberto.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cutman G.
Rosalinda Rodriguez. There's a lot of people coming into bare knuckle because of Nelson. You know who will probably be there, Mike? Our boys. I bet you Russ
will be there.
I bet you Russ and Country will be there for show.
Yeah, they're probably going to be there. This is why we need to move.
It's boxing with MMA 7-ounce gloves. Is that what it is?
I do not know.
That's what Russ is saying in the comments.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so that's even better. I mean, it's boxing with MMA 7-ounce gloves on. That's close to bare knuckle, but it's
MMA gloves.
That's what he said. MMA 7-ounce.
7-ounce gloves.
I don't know. That's what he's saying. It's fucking. I don't know. Maybe training.
Those some big MMA gloves.
Yeah, I think I got some like that in the garage though. They're a little meatier, and they got like the more
pretty big because like they have boxing gloves that are 8-ounce gloves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they got like the MMA gloves got like the
extra
more
padding on it,
the more rounded.
I wonder why they're doing MMA gloves.
Maybe so they can dirty box. Are they allowing clinching? Clinching
so is that because I'm calling it boxing, but that's not boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, Russ is saying like training gloves. That's
weird.
So maybe the rule set is a little more like bare knuckle than boxing. Yeah. So you're wearing these MMA gloves. Your gloves your hands are padded, but you can still have loose fingers to grip.
BK rules. So now I'm confused. Then this has just made me even more confused. And what's the point of prospect amateurs and not bare knuckle prospects? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, why not the same thing? Why a different thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's interesting, but it's happening this weekend, and happy birthday to Nelson for sure.
So maybe it's the level, like you do prospects with the gloves on, and then you get in and you're pro, you're doing bare knuckle prospects. And if you do good in that, you're probably bare knuckle. Now you're part of the, you get a contract to fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was just glove boxing, but okay.
That's probably the latter,
cool.
Right?
Now I want to be there even more. So thanks a lot for making us freaking feel more like shit. Thanks a lot, Russ. What the frig? Unbelievable.
Nah, man, that's cool.
So yeah, definitely happy birthday, Nelson, man. You're a great dude. I hope you know that. We will see you soon at Knuckle Mania 4. Hope you have a great birthday. So moving on, I have a book here that we got this weekend, and this book, I was told, was made a while ago. I was going to see if the date is in here. 8/5/2014, right? This is crazy because I didn't even know this was a thing. So it was probably a local thing. Chris Lights Out Lytle had an anti-bullying campaign that he did. And this was like, I saw this book sitting around. I was like, what is that? What is this book here? What? So we're in Albuquerque, and this book was out on a table. Lights Out on Bullying. And it's a book. You see the picture here with two kids fighting each other, right? And you got a little light here. And on the back, you got a picture of Chris Lytle in front of American flags. Probably one of the coolest pictures I've ever seen in my life. And it's a book written by Chris Lytle, as you see right there. And it's about anti-bullying, right? And it's about this kid. Let's see. What's his name here? It says Johnny. Johnny, a bully at high school, has always dreamed of being a mixed martial arts fighter so that he can beat up others for a living.
What an idiot.
Excited to hear that UFC legend Chris Lights Out Lytle to speak to his class, but he's confused when Chris talks about hard work and leadership and not hurting people. Chris then teaches Johnny that using your strength to help people is always better than hurting them. Will Johnny continue down the same path he's been on, or will he start using his strength for good? So it's a nice book. And if you look inside, it's got, like it's like a book for young kids and teenagers, probably, to like be like, hey, anti-bullying, like. It's pretty cool. And I did not know that he did this. And we have I think 7 copies of it. So we're going to give away some copies of this.
Oh, that's awesome.
On the show. Yeah.
Hey,
gave me these.
Is there a cartoon drawing of Chris in that book?
There is. Rex
Chan,
I guess, helped him with these. I don't know how, but teenagers, Mike, really. Yeah. Teenagers. Yeah.
Let me see the animated Lytle.
Yeah, let's find animated Lytle. Let's see.
Animated Lytle. Where can you get those? Can you get them on Amazon and stuff?
I'm gonna look for it. I don't know. No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can. Yeah, it's stained. Look at the kids in the book. Look at the age of the kids in the book. It's for teenagers. It's for teenagers and elementary school. Like probably middle school. What I mean by teen, I mean middle school.
Yeah,
not high school.
12, 13-year-olds.
Right.
Like my kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Because that's when all the bullying, that's where like major bullying, I think, like I think when you're older, sure, there's a lot of bullying that definitely happens in high school, but for the most part, I think at that point you're older, have a little bit more of a voice, a little bit more mature, kind of. I don't know. Then again, maybe not, because I wasn't. I definitely wasn't. But so so that was pretty cool. We do have some of these books. So we'll give some of these away, and maybe we'll do our own thing. Maybe we'll see if we can link up with the anti-bullying campaign. I'll go and run. I'll run like a marathon, something. We got a group together and run a marathon.
I love it, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was cool. I thought that was it. This is like 2:00 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning.
In the
Albuquerque at the bar at one of the tables, this book is sitting there, and I'm like looking at it, like, am I seeing things? Somebody slipped me something in my drink. Like I'm seeing an illustrated kids book that says "Lights Out on Bullying" by Chris Lytle. Like, where did this come from? Because nobody even brought it up. You know, it was
never knew it existed.
Nope. So that's that. Let's see. I have one more thing to bring up, and that is to give a shout out to our boy Russ Maxim, because he sent us these Deadly Art of Survival limited edition magazines with the champ autograph, the best bare knuckle fighter, #1 pound for pound in the world, autographed by Lorenzo Hunt. Look at that. Perfect.
Mine's downstairs right now.
That thing's going inside of a frame and getting put up in that studio that I've been talking about for years. The one that's getting built.
One last thing before we wrap up. Did we talk to the audience about going to the Breaking Bad house? We made it out there, guys. We did make it out there. Mike and I went out there. We got footage of it. The videos on our Instagram. But unfortunately, we went there with hopes and dreams that the lady that owns the house was going to scream at us and give us some decent content. But the lady wasn't there, man. We went to Walter White's house. We got some pictures. We took some videos in front of the house. And then we went to Better Call Saul's office, which happens to be a bourbon house now or something like the bourbon.
Yeah, it's some bar. Yeah.
It's a bourbon bar. It's the exact location where Better Call Saul's office is a bourbon bar. It's pretty fucking cool. So we did that while we were down in Albuquerque. It was a good time, Mike.
It was a good time. Unfortunately, we didn't get yelled at, so that was sad. That was a sad time.
It was.
I wanted to get a little bit. I actually wanted to become friends with her and give her tickets to the fights and get her. I had this whole thing going on in my mind where we were going to become friends with her. She was going to come to the fights. We were going to take pictures. Everyone would be like, "Wow, this lady's actually cool."
Yeah, she wasn't.
It didn't happen. So that was
unfortunately. So hey, man, great show tonight. Jay Jackson's back in action. Action Jackson is back. Erick Lozano, super tough guy who is, made a living of ruining people's days lately. So he's going to be taking on Mike Richman. Thank you to him for coming on here tonight. And then Jessica Borga, that was a fun ass conversation with her for sure. Like we kind of hit like a lot of things with her, not a ton of fights.
Yeah, it was fun. That's the kind of conversation that I like to have.
Yeah, it was
very fun.
So shout out to her and the whole Shift crew for sure, because she spoke highly of them, and we always speak highly of the Shift guys. So yeah, there you go. Jay versus Idrees Wasi, and then Erick Lozano and Mike Richman. And there is an event tomorrow, right? No, Saturday afternoon. As we leave you tonight, make sure you guys are tuned in on Saturday. I want to say, what time do these fucking fights start? 2:00 in the afternoon here? Something like that?
Tough because it's always something different because they're always in a different country or a different time zone. So it'll be Saturday, April 6th at 3 p.m. main card.
Eastern.
The prelims start at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what I said, 2:00.
Yep.
So 2 p.m. Eastern. I will be in briefings, Mike, because I have Army shit going on. But
fun. That's good.
But maybe, hey, dude, maybe I'll fucking put the fights on my phone and I'll have an earbud in. I'll be that guy. But yeah, that's going on this weekend. If you're in Florida, make it out to Nelson's birthday bash. Watch some fights there too. And thank you everybody for tuning in, and get your asses to Tom's on April 12th.
Do it.
Yeah.
All right.
So much stuff going on, Mike. I feel like dog shit. I'm probably not going to go to work tomorrow.
Pukey.
I don't think I got to throw up.
Poopy.
I do feel like my entire body hurts from my neck to my feet. So I'm going to probably crash and sleep in tomorrow.
Nice.
So, yeah. So with that said, Mike, you got anything more for the peoples?
Nope. I'm ready to clean up and go to bed, and I'm going to work because I'm a good boy.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.